lowest, greatest, highest, I will come to thee.
Mark 4, verse 35. On the same day, when the evening had come, he said to them, Let us cross over to the other side. Now when they had left the multitude, they took him along in the boat as he was. And other little boats were also with him. And a great windstorm arose, and the waves beat into the boat, so that it was already filling. But he was in the stern, asleep on a pillow. And they awoke him and said to him, Teacher, do you not care that we are perishing? Then he arose and rebuked the wind and said to the sea, Peace, be still. And the wind ceased, and there was a great calm. But he said to them, Why are you so fearful? How is it that you have no faith? And they feared exceedingly, and said to one another, Who can this be, that even the wind and the sea obey him? These verses are easy to understand. Basically, a big storm comes in, swoops across the water, causing these huge waves. The boat begins to take on water, and most likely the other boats that were with them were suffering the same fate because they probably had similar boats. Though Jesus' disciples are scared to death, Jesus was sleeping through it all. His disciples, they run into Jesus and they wake him up. Now, had this been anyone else besides Jesus, they too would have been full of fear as they realized the situation. But Jesus was not afraid. He rebuked the wind and told the sea, Peace, be still. No doubt the disciples were amazed by this, and now they were exceedingly fearful, wondering who Jesus was since he was able to calm the storm. Jesus rebuked them for their lack of faith. The main thought I want you to get out of this event is the fact that we are all going to have storms that hit us suddenly in our lives. We may feel like we are going to drown in that storm. But like the disciples, we need to realize that we have a Savior, which is Jesus. And when we use him as our anchor, we can say what Paul said in Philippians 4 and verse 13, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I have seen many people say that they thought that God had forgotten them because they were hurting so much, but no help has come. Some give up too quickly when times get tough, and they turn away from God. They think he's asleep like Jesus was asleep, but God is not asleep. The storms in our life always seem so strong while we're in the middle of them. But many times when the storm is over and we look back and we're able to see more clearly, then we're able to see that it wasn't quite as bad as we thought. And many times we're also able to see where God was helping us through it. When I think about a topic like this, many examples come to mind from the Bible. But the example I'm going to use this time is found in 2 Corinthians 12 in verse number 7. And lest I should be exalted above measure by the abundance of the revelations, a thorn in the flesh was given to me, a messenger of Satan to buffet me, lest I be exalted above measure. Concerning this thing I pleaded with the Lord 3 times that it might depart from me. And he said to me, My grace is sufficient for you, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Therefore most gladly I would rather boast in my infirmities, that the power of Christ may rest upon me. Therefore I take pleasure in infirmities, in reproaches, in needs, in persecutions, in distress, for Christ's sake. For when I am weak, then I am strong. None of us are told the specifics of what Paul's thorn in the flesh was, or how the messenger of Satan buffeted him exactly, but these details are not all that important. What is important is that Paul was bothered by these things, and he prayed 3 times that these things would go away, but they would not. We know how God answered Paul's prayer. It was a no, because the things that he was suffering would make him stronger. God's grace would have to be sufficient for him. So sometimes those things we consider storms will never go away, and we have to learn to work within the storm and use the storm to make us stronger in our faith. Now, some do not like answers like this, but when you think about it, most grow stronger in the faith when they are tested. While you may not like it, the very thing you do not like is designed to make you more faithful and to cause you to appreciate all the other things that God has blessed you with. So whatever you do, do not forget that whatever storm you are going through, God is there and He will answer your prayers. Whether the storm is calm like you would want it to be or if it continues on, you can still be at peace either way, because as a faithful Christian, you can know that God is in control and that you must trust Him and use your situation to grow closer to Him.